All right. Hey there, everybody. This is Kevin here at Callaway Stadium with special guest Andrew Caraway. He's been with us before. Andrew, I appreciate you jumping back in.
No problem. It's good to be back at Callaway Stadium. I feel like we've been gone for a couple of weeks, so it's good to be back and play in front of the home crowd tonight.
No doubt. I'm really excited about this game, Andrew. I know you are too. It's the two front runners in this region. Obviously, Callaway won this region last year. Columbia is a really impressive team. I got a chance to see them play in a preseason game against LaGrange, where they really went toe-to-toe with the Grangers. So I'm excited about this game. It's not technically a region championship game, but it kind of feels like the winner of this game is going to have a great chance to take the title. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it, and I know you can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. Obviously, this team played against LaGrange in a preseason game, so there might have been some issues with, scrimmage, not wanting to show too much on either side. I think LaGrange obviously, has some really good players, and we got some really good players too. And if everybody doesn't remember, last year this game was very close at the half, yeah. And we were very lucky. I think we scored in the last play of the first half. E. Reed got loose and scored a touchdown about 50 yards out, and then our running game kind of took over in the second half. We were to pull away, but Columbia's really good. Got some good football players, and it's going to be a tough matchup tonight.
It is. I tell you, look at this Callaway team. I feel, and it's no surprise, typically Callaway teams, they get better as the season goes along, and when the playoffs hit, they really kind of hit their stride. It really seems like this team is doing the same thing. Offensively, everything's kind of coming together. Receivers are learning their roles, really deep running back room. The offensive line's getting better. Right. Dusty Hubbard's defense has been really first class since the first game. You've watched this team. Do you kind of get that feeling that as each week comes along, they're really starting to hit their stride?
Yeah, I think so. And we've been able to do different things each week. Like last week, you had a team that wanted to stack the box, so right. we went to the air and had a good day through the air throwing the football. And it's good to be able to be two-dimensional. Right. You don't want to be leaning too far to the left or the right with your game. Offensively, you want to be able to run the ball and you want to be able to throw the ball. So I think we have the best quarterback around. I really trust Deshaun Coleman. I think we got really talented wide receivers. We got a great O-line, and like you said, we've got we're about 5 or 6 deep on who can carry the football. So it's probably the deepest we've been offensively in quite some time.
You mentioned Deshaun Coleman. He was actually our BTV Sports Player of the Week. Completed 9 of 10 passes. I'm not sure what happened on that one incompletion, but come on, Deshaun. Can't have that. With 166 yards and 3 touchdowns. I tell you, a guy I really wanted to talk about, too, is somebody who had a couple of those touchdown catches is Cam Tucker. Oh, yeah. You look at what he's done. He's not just as a wide receiver, but he plays running back. He plays defense. Probably the only thing he hasn't done is play quarterback this season. You talk about a guy who's really had kind of a breakout season. I mean, Cam was really good last year, but this year he really just seems to have taken it to a new level.
I'll tell you what, he reminds me a lot of Jalen Shepard a couple of years ago.
That's a great comparison.
When we need a big play, number 6 comes through for us. Just like that in 2020, when we needed a big play, number 3 came through for us, offensively or defensively. And Cam, from the opening play of the season, has been our go-to guy. He's playing running back. He's playing wide receiver. He's playing linebacker. He's playing defensive back. He's a special football player. He holds some D2 offers. We're hoping we're really pushing him hard to some local schools. He's got a visit coming up to University of West Georgia, Georgia State. So trying to push Cam Tucker really hard. And man, he's a special player. And I can't say enough about what he's meant to us so far this season.
Yeah, West Georgia is pretty exciting over there. They're going to be making the transition to Division I, which is really cool. But I'm glad you brought up the 2020 team. Again, who knows what happens. But really what struck me with that team was the way some players who you thought could be really good players, as that season went along, turned into great players. When I look at this team, it seems like it's kind of following the same pattern. There were some guys who you thought, they might really come into their own, and they are developing into, if not superstars, they're certainly on that path. Do you kind of get that impression as well?
Yeah, I feel like this team doesn't have a bona fide superstar per se, but I feel like we have a collective unit of really good football players. And, we don't have, the Tank Bigsby's or the Terry Godwins we've had in the past, but we've got some really special players. You mentioned Cam Tucker from the get-go, Deshaun Coleman. Jordan King, Cameron Gunn, Trayon Tucker. I mean, I can keep going.
Right.
We just got some really good football players. And I tell you what, too, is we graduated some really talented guys on the line of scrimmage, and I feel like we haven't seen a drop-off on the line of scrimmage play. And that's where games are won and lost.
Right.
Is how you play on, how you block on the offensive line and how you get after the quarterback on the defense. So, I feel like it's kind of one of those teams like the no-name offense, no-name defense, but we kind of like it that way.
No doubt. I knew I was talking to Coach Robbie Adams before we came up here. Again, that's this offensive line. It's a group that had some new pieces coming into the season, but first of all, what an awesome position Coach Adams is. And that's a group they're really developing. And when you run for the kind of yardage that Callaway has, and when you give Deshaun Coleman the kind of time he has to throw, that doesn't start without those guys up front, does it?
No, it doesn't. And we're blessed to have an all-state player like JoJo Schumann anchoring that offensive line. He's been a starter for 3 years. And I'll tell you what, he's a guy you like to have on your team.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? You may not like playing against him, but when he's on your team, he is, I say he's mean as a rattlesnake.
Right.
So I love JoJo Schumann. He means a lot to this football team. Tyrone Fitton is a second-year returning starter at guard. You have Elijah Rowe, who's 6'4", 300 pounds, Sam Williams' little brother. This is his first year starting, and I tell you, I think he's going to be a special player for us. Some really talented. Avery Bartlett was a starter at tackle last year. He's got good size as well. And then we've rotated Josiah Garrett and Cody Young at guard as well. So. Offensive line has played really well, and it also is nice to have a really big tight end like Corion Horde, 6'4", 245 pounds.
He's a big fella.
And a guy like Cam Gunn playing H-back for that run game. So we're blessed. We feel like the O-line is a strong part of our football team, and hopefully it'll carry us a long way.
No doubt. I know JoJo, you mentioned him. It was the Heard County game. They were close to the goal line. It was actually a play they did not score on. But I got a video of him. He drove his guy back about 10 yards. And for an offensive lineman, that's kind of like scoring a touchdown when you're able to drive that guy back and get one of those pancake blocks.
Yeah.
It's really, and he's a state player in wrestling too, so an awesome guy to build that line around.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk to you. I was kind of going through. Coach Pete Wiggins, I can't talk about him enough. An incredible job he's done here. It was kind of a stat that jumps out at you. Since 2007, this Callaway's never finished below second in the region. And since 2008, they've won 9 region titles, a chance to win 10 this year, obviously. So the names on the roster change, but the way they do things here at Callaway does not change, and that starts with Coach Wiggins and obviously Coach Dusty Hubbard. And to sustain that level of success, it's hard to do. Not many programs are able to do that, and to me, that's just such a testament to Coach Wiggins, his staff, and really the whole Callaway community.
Yeah, it's good to have when you build a program, right? And you can plug guys in. And we have a really good middle school program that Coach Woodard does a good job with. They had a big win over Long Cane. I think it was yesterday. So that was a good ball game. But we got some good players in Hogansville, Georgia, and we have a really good middle school program. It bleeds up to the high school where we got Coach Wiggins, Coach Hubbard. Coach Napier was here. Now Coach Giddens is carrying it on, and we may look a little different offensively, but you know what? We get after it, and we score a lot of points a little bit different than we used to, but it's okay. You mentioned having a guy like Coach Wiggins. It's just, there's, like you say, the names on the faces change, the names on the lockers change, but the results are the same.
Right.
And I think that's just what happens when you build a really solid program and build kids into it. And we don't play a lot of young guys unless they're special. And I think those guys relish the opportunity as upperclassmen to make contributions. And because most of the time when you see a starting lineup, it's littered with seniors and juniors. So, and those are guys that have put their time in. Like a guy like Zay Hart for us. He's a guy who's been waiting for his opportunity, and we've called on his name a few times because of injuries, and he's come through for us.
He had 2 touchdowns in the Heard County game, which is so cool for him to see. That's the one thing. You could be the third string, whatever, right tackle, but you never know when your time is going to come, and I know that's what Coach Wiggins and all the coaches, they prepare every player as if you're going to play on Friday night, and that's huge, isn't it?
Absolutely. You got to be ready to go. We get a lot of reps in practice. There's really no standing around, no time off, so these guys are ready to rock and roll, and like you said, man, I can't wait for tonight. I think tonight's going to be a special night.
It's going to be fun. I know, obviously, you're a Callaway guy, graduated from here, and I know you're thrilled to be on the staff. And this is one of those, every night to me is special at Callaway Stadium. Some are more special than others, and this kind of has that feel, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and I've learned a lot coming down on the staff, being in the radio booth for almost close to a decade. I was up there for a while as a color guy and then play-by-play, but I've got a newfound respect for these coaches and the time they put in, and man, I can't say enough about these guys and the time and the hours they put into their craft, the players and the administration. So really just proud to be a small part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Coach Caraway, as always, and we'll see you down on the sidelines. Right. And good luck, Cavaliers.
See ya.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
It's football season, and we're scoring touchdowns here at Nissan of LaGrange.
Y'all come on down to see us at 1050 Lafayette Parkway.
What's going on, y'all? This is Patrick. I'm over here at Nissan of LaGrange. I'm one of 2 finance managers. Come on in. We're going to get you approved. We got great rates, great vehicles, great salespeople. We're here to get you done. Let's roll.
Here I am, Quay McQueen, down here at Nissan of LaGrange. Man, you know me in the community. We got in 2023. I'm talking about from your Nissan Rogues to your Versas, to your Altimas, to your Centras. Come down here and see us. We got the best deals in town right now.
All right, hey everybody, this is Kevin back here at Callaway Stadium as we get ready for a really big game tonight between the Callaway Cavaliers and Columbia. I'm here with a special guest, Coach Kenny Coleman. Coach,
how you doing?
I appreciate you coming on the show. Obviously, Coach Coleman, you are been an assistant on the boys basketball team for a few years, and now you're taking over as the head coach. And beyond that, your son, Deshaun Coleman's the quarterback for the Callaway Cavaliers. And before that, your son, Demetrius Coleman, was the quarterback for the Cavaliers. Part of that state championship in 2020, and now he's playing up at Chattanooga, of course. Before we get to that, I just wanted to ask you, obviously, basketball-wise, it's a little tricky right now since they're working on the gym, so you kind of have to make do. But practice is going to be starting in a couple weeks.
Yes.
But just tell me how excited you are about getting out on the court and this being your first year as a head coach.
I'm super excited. So right now we're conditioning.
Right.
We've been conditioning since after Labor Day. So we weight train and we condition and just trying to get in the best shape as possible. So when the season do start, we ready to practice and get to running.
Right, no doubt. Of course, a lot of the guys that are going to be playing basketball, they're playing football right now, including your son, Deshaun. Is that when the season goes along, do you try to just let them focus mostly on football, or do you try to get them in the gym a little bit, maybe in the mornings, or just kind of get acclimated a little bit?
Well, at this time, it's all football.
Right.
It's all football. Even with my own son, he don't even like to talk about basketball right now. So it's all football, and once their season ends, then we'll welcome them in.
Yeah. Which hopefully will be sometime in December, preferably after the state championship game, Mercedes-Benz. But I know you've been obviously affiliated with Callaway High School for quite a while, either as a parent or a coach. And I know you and Coach Andre Johnson, y'all worked really well together when he was a head coach. To be able to come in as a new head coach, and you already know the players, they're familiar with you, you're familiar with them, just tell me how much that helps.
Oh, that's big. We already have a rapport with one another. They know what to expect from me, and I know what to expect from them and what they're capable of.
Right.
So it's don't have to get that getting used to period.
Right.
So we already know one another, and we can just keep flowing.
Yeah, and the stand, of course, a lot of people know Callaway for the success the football program has had, and they've had plenty of success. But the basketball program's accomplished a lot, too. Obviously, you go back to Coach Hayes and what he did, and then Coach Johnson had some really nice years. I'm sure your goal is to maintain that and hopefully even surpass the success that previous teams have had.
Yes, the goal is to increase what Coach Hayes and what Coach Johnson has accomplished. Hopefully we can take the program to newer heights and hopefully get on the level as the football team.
Yeah, actually, I saw Coach Hayes at a middle school game yesterday. It was so good to see him. He's one of those guys I think probably don't appreciate enough what he did. It was coming from Hogansville and then Callaway High School. Just tell me, football-wise, you've been able to watch your sons now play. I think Demetrius, I believe 2018 was his first year as a starting quarterback, all the way up to 2023. And Deshaun's been the quarterback the last 3 years. That's 6 years now. You've been able to watch your two sons be the starting quarterback here at Callaway. Just how special has that been for you and your family?
It's been very special. We've been enjoying it just to see each one of them as they mature each year. Like Demetrius, he started out real tentative and depended on Tank, Jacob, and them guys. And then eventually his senior year, it was like, okay, it's my team and I take over now. And same with Deshaun, he's matured so much. You can see the difference from last year to this season in the maturity and his leadership.
Well, you think about that year when Demetrius became a starter in 2018. I think that was Keontae Jones' senior year, I believe. Tank Bigsby's junior that year, Tate Johnson, another future. So he's basically taken over as a starting quarterback, surrounded by future big-time college football players. So that's tough, isn't it?
It was tough, but for him, it was just about getting the ball into their hands. So it kind of took pressure off of him and let him ease into it because he knew he had playmakers around him.
No doubt. That 2020 season, that was so special. It was a different kind of year in a lot of ways because we began the year wondering, are we even going to play football this year because of COVID? And then it goes along, and you could just really sense that team just starts to develop and grow. And then they get to Atlanta and to win that game like they did in dramatic fashion with Jalen Shepard intercepting a pass at the end. Of course, Demetrius played so well. What was that day like for you as a dad?
It's unbelievable. I really can't put it into words. I was just proud not only of him, definitely him, but just that team. Like they were a team. Like they came together and you knew they were a team. And it got to a point in the season where you just knew they weren't going to be denied, and it was something special about it.
No doubt. And then you look at this team, in some ways, again, who knows how the season ends, but I see some similarities to that 2020 team and guys that really are just developing and just really kind of developing into their roles. When you watch these guys, you kind of get that sense that they're just starting to hit their stride a little bit.
I do. Just like I said earlier with Deshaun, I can see the maturity. I can see it in other guys as well. And you can see, like, I guess you could say that they know this is their last season, some of the older guys, and it's like, let's get it done.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk a little bit about your background. You're a LaGrange High graduate. I think you graduated in 1992. So even though you didn't play football, you were around during that 1991 season when LaGrange wins the state championship and a national championship. And I talked to Coach Steve Pardue last week. That was his first year on staff, and what a time to. But what was that like to be around LaGrange High School at that time?
Oh, it was so special. It was special. You was just glad and proud to be a Granger at that moment. And a lot of the guys that was on that team, I was close friends with. So even though I didn't play, it was just like I was a part of it as well. So very proud of him.
I'll bet one of my favorite people in the coaching business, Diallo Burks. Who coached at Callaway for a little while. Again, it's been so great to see him go into coaching, and it's been more than 30 years now. But you still keep in touch with a lot of the guys you went to high school with?
Yes, I do. A lot of us, we still keep in contact. We don't talk every day, but when we do, you couldn't tell. It's just like we've been talking the whole time. But I still have connections with a lot of those guys.
That's awesome. Obviously, coaching to me, it's a calling. It's not something. First of all, you can't go in halfway to be a coach. I know this hasn't necessarily been your career since high school, but it's something you're passionate about. Just kind of tell me, what was it, or was there a point in time where you really decided, this is what I want to do? I want to make an impact on young people, and I really want to be a coach. How did that kind of play out for you?
That was, I fought it. I fought it for a long time. Right. People will always, because I love sports and basketball in particular, so people will always ask me about coaching. I was like, no, I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach. But I always find myself coaching not either my kids or some other kids. And then once Coach Johnson brought me on to the staff at the Callaway Middle School, it was like, I really like this. I like getting in the gym, working with the young guys, and working on things.
Yeah, absolutely. Has it been a challenge to coach your sons too? I know every coach that has done that, they all have kind of different ways of dealing with it. But for you, has it been? I'm sure it presents its challenges, but that's something you've enjoyed at the same time.
I very much enjoyed it, but I've had to adjust. My first year coaching Deshaun at the middle school, I think I was too rough on him, trying to show people that I wasn't showing favoritism. Right. So each year I've adjusted and kind of eased up.
Right.
And now we at a point where it's still at practice, I'm coach, but at home I'm dad, and we can separate the two. Yeah,
which you kind of have to. But at the same time, I'm sure the sports comes up at the dinner table every now and then.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's hard for him to sit down and watch a game with me because I'm trying to point things out to him, and he's just like, just let me watch the game.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was joking. Obviously, Deshaun, he was actually our Player of the Week for BETV Sports, and I was kind of joking with him. He completed 9 of 10 passes. And I was like, what happened on that one incompletion? Come on now. Right. But to see him have the kind of game he had last week, and all the guys, that must have been really fun for you.
It was. And he's probably kicking himself over that one pass. Really, he likes to be on point with that. But it was a pleasure to watch him. Like I said, just seeing the maturity in him and just growing up to a nice young man.
No doubt. And tell me about Demetrius. I know it's been tough for him. He always had that incredible high school career, and then he goes off to Chattanooga. I believe he's redshirted his first year. And then a second year, he's been dealt with an injury. And this is really the first time in quite a while he's been back really healthy. Yeah. I know how nice is, you can kind of speak for him. I'm sure he's thrilled to be back out there. But as a dad, how nice has it been to see him be able to get back out and do what he loves to do?
It's been great seeing him back out there. Like I say, that first year after winning the state championship and then having the red shirt was really tough for him. I had to talk him off the ledge several days and tell him it was going to be all right. Eventually, he came to grips with it. His next year, he was ready, anxious, and maybe 2 weeks, a month before the season, he separated his shoulder.
Oh, wow.
So had to have season-ending surgery. Man. So that's 2 years away from the game. And so once he got healthy, he was working out every day. Even when he came home, he was going to Callaway Field, working out by himself. And I'm glad to see all his hard work paid off, and now he's on the field now.
Right, and he's playing defensive back for Chattanooga. That's something I know when they recruited him, that's kind of what they looked at him as. And that, to me, that's a credit to Demetrius. He just wants to be out on the field. He wants to play, and I'm sure that's a great attitude to have, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very much a competitor.
Yeah.
So that's why it was tough for him to sit on the sideline for those 2 seasons, and he was just determined. Even though he's learning a new position, but he's attacking.
Right.
He's attacking.
Tell me how nice it's going to be this basketball season to be able to play. It's not a new gym, but in some ways it is. It's going to be renovated, and I've seen the images in there. It looks great. To be able to take the team into the new and improved Callaway High School gym, just tell me how nice that's going to be.
I'm so excited. I've been in the gym, and it looks wonderful.
Yeah.
Just kind of ready to get in there and hopefully create some excitement for people to come out and watch the guys play.
Yeah, I tell you, basketball, one thing I noticed, I've been in LaGrange for 20 years now. Basketball in this community, people really have a passion for it. When you see the inter-county matchups. They're so much fun. And, of course, you played high school basketball back in the day. That's got to be really fun, being in a community that is really so passionate about basketball. It makes game nights a lot of fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives you so much energy, and the kids get excited, and they're peeking out the locker room during the girls' game to see the crowd, and they feed off of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
They really need it.
Yeah, Coach Deanna Martin, you mentioned the girls. He's been more than 10 years now. He's been the head coach, and that's really important. Y'all two have a really good relationship. That helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good relationship. Actually, Coach Martin and I, we grew up together.
How about that?
Yeah,
okay.
We grew up together.
He's a LaGrange High.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah.
I'm a couple of years older, but we right there together.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning on him heavy right now with a lot of stuff, and he's helping me out, showing me the ropes and things.
Right. And when you look at this team coming up, the 2023-24 team, have quite a few returning guys, but as always, I'm sure there's going to be some guys that may be new to high school or who are a part of the team this year, and you're looking to really make that step up. But just when you look at this team, what do you think some of the keys are going to be for you guys to have some success?
Just paying attention to details.
Right.
I think more of the details, the fundamentals. Like you said, we have about 7 to 8 seniors coming back.
Yeah.
And then we also have some younger guys coming up, especially that sophomore class. I think we got some players in that class that can come in and help us.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, for now, I know basketball is going to be fun, but right now I know you're focused on football. What are your thoughts on tonight's game? Columbia is a really strong team. It's going to be a fun one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm expecting a really tough game, but I think our guys are up to the challenge.
Yeah, no doubt. And when I had Coach Andrew Caraway, to have a guy like Pete Wiggins leading this program, he's somebody you've known for quite a while. That really is a blessing for the school to have him leading the way, isn't it?
Yes, Coach Wiggins is a great leader, good person, always willing to help out and give some words of encouragement.
Yeah. One last guy I wanted to talk to you about. Obviously, Coach Trey Tucker was such a big part of the basketball program for so many years, and he's been sadly he passed away a little while ago. He really was a special person, and I'm sure even though he's gone, he still is a part of that basketball program, isn't he?
Very much so. I met Coach Trey when Demetrius first came over, and he took Demetrius under his wing. Then he took Deshaun as well. He was very instrumental in getting me over here to Callaway High School. So, I owe him a lot and love Coach Trey.
He was one of a kind for sure. Well, it's going to be a fun one tonight. Coach Kenny Coleman, I really appreciate you coming on the show, and we look forward to basketball season and the rest of football season.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
It's football season, and we're scoring touchdowns here at Nissan of LaGrange.
Y'all come on down to see us at 1050 Lafayette Parkway.
What's going on, y'all? This is Patrick. I'm over here at Nissan of LaGrange. I'm one of 2 finance managers. Come on in. We're going to get you approved. We got great rates, great vehicles, great salespeople. We're here to get you done. Let's roll.
Here I am, Quay McQueen down here at Nissan of LaGrange. Man, you know me in the community here. We got in 2023. I'm talking about from your Nissan Rogues to your Versas to your Altimas to your Centrals. Come down here and see us. We got the best deals in town right now.
Where our freshly made, irresistible, mouth-watering flavors make getting good food a good time. Moe's Southwest Grill. Come in for Kids Eat Free Sundays.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Kevin back here at Callaway Stadium as we get ready for a big region game tonight between Callaway and Columbia. I'm here with a special guest, somebody I've known for quite a while, Coach Brooke Jackson. Coach, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Hey, I appreciate you inviting me out here. It's great. You know, got a lot of Cavalier pride in my heart, so I really appreciate you asking me to come out here.
I did not realize, I asked you how long you'd been at Callaway High School. That it was 11 years.
It was 11 years.
Just tell me kind of how you came to Callaway High School.
So I came as the athletic trainer and had a PE position. Coach Wiggins asked me to do it through Southern Rehab. And my cousin works over there, and I started and he kind of fit me in, and then I just kind of started grinding away as an athletic trainer, and it just started to become home. So, but I did it for 11 years, and now I'm at the middle school.
That's awesome. I know, first of all, some incredible memories there during those 11 years, but obviously I had Coach Kenny Coleman on. The moment that stands out clearly is 2020, the state championship game. I know you were such a big part of that. That was an incredible day. So many special moments. That's got to be the one that stands out.
Yes. You know, we had been to the semifinals so many times, and it was just like we just couldn't knock down the door. And then in 2020 we did, and Coach Coleman's son was our starting quarterback, Demetrius Coleman, and man, it comes full circle because now his other son's the starting quarterback, and but that was a true heartfelt season for us, and we got a big linebacker back that year from a knee injury. And, man, I'll never forget it. That is one of the best times of my entire life, was winning that.
It was an incredible day. It was one of those games you're feeling good, and then all of a sudden you look up and, oh my gosh, they've got the ball at the end, and then Jalen Shepard, fittingly, to come down with the interception. What a player he was.
He was, and you know, he's at Mississippi State right now, and I'm so proud of him. And we, you know, it was a weird time in the day when we played. It was kind of like, so it was December, but it was kind of hot.
Right.
And but we looked around, and it was kind of a weird score, and then they got the ball, and when he caught that interception, though, I was just, I hugged Coach Hubbard first, and then I hugged some of our players, and it just kind of, I was so excited.
No doubt. And I'd say the person, I was glad for so many people, but I was really thrilled for Coach Pete Wiggins, somebody obviously you know well. You look at what he's done at Callaway, what he's kind of helped this program become. I'm sure you were just thrilled for him that day.
Yes, working under Coach Wiggins is it's a lot different. People don't understand Coach Wiggins until you really work with him. But he puts in day in and day out, and he supports his coaches. He never questioned anything. Never, you know, that I did, and we always had a good relationship. And he trusted me, and I trusted him. And it's kind of even more full circle now. Being at the middle school, I get to teach and help his daughter. So with Monroe, and she just won MVP of the Callaway Classic. She was one of the MVPs. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I know he loves the community, and he's a Cavalier, and I'm a Cavalier, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, Coach Pete Wiggins is funny. I think in some ways he gets more excited about watching Monroe play softball than he does about Friday nights. Just such a proud dad. And all three of his kids, they're all, his youngest son's playing football now, so they're all over the place.
Right.
But just tell me, you've been at the middle school now for 2 years, and you get to work with another one of my favorite people, Coach Kerry Woodard, the head coach at the middle school. And I'm not sure a lot of people realize this. You're also you're coaching.
Right, I'm coaching football.
Is that something? You know, Coach Woodard gave you a chance to do that. Is that something you wanted to do for a while?
Well, you know, I stepped away from athletic training, and then I moved down to the middle school, so I kind of turned my life around, which is, you know, it was okay. And Coach Woodard said, "Brooke, coach football," because I didn't want to be the athletic trainer at the middle school, and I said, okay. And so then I thought he was kind of joking, and he asked me. I didn't ask him, and I was like, I've been around football. I know a lot more than I gave myself credit for. And then just with some help of some other coaches that kind of pour into me a little bit and help me out, and it's just kind of one of those things. And the kids. The middle school kids treat you. They don't care that you're a woman. They do not care. They know I love them, and you know they love me. And we got a big win last night over Lone Cane. We played a physical, hard game. We were up 14-0 with 5 minutes to go, and those kids showed up, and we showed out last night, and I was proud of them.
It was a fun game. It's one of those games. It's 14-0. Then all of a sudden you look up, they hit a long play, get it to 14-6, and then they get the ball back.
They did.
But the defense, which you're a big part of, they made a stand at the end.
We did. Old Jay Cameron, number 2, had a big game for us. He had 112 rushing yards and a touchdown. I broke down the film today, and then Jadarius Strong had a pick 6. And our defense, that's the best we've played all year. Most physical we've played. We played together. We had 1 penalty the entire game.
Tell me, what position do you coach?
I coach defensive line. And I'm also in charge of kickoffs. So, and we recovered an onside kick yesterday. So that stuff right there is, and I'm also the director of football operations. Coach Woodard, Coach Woodard needs a little help sometimes. But he lets me do it, so I get to choose what jerseys we wear. I get to choose what our pregame is, all kind of stuff.
Well, the exciting thing is, to me, finding a new challenge in life is so much fun. It's something I've done that with the TV station. And for you, is that, I mean, you've been doing the same thing for quite a while, which is fine. I know you love doing that. But to be able to kind of take on a new challenge, a new endeavor, has that been really exciting for you?
Yeah, and I get to see so many more kids, and I'm just in a different role right now, and I pour into our kids because the middle school kids need it just as much as the high school kids.
No doubt.
And they're so much they're really coachable because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And so it's fun. I mean, I love what I do. I love Callaway Middle School.
Right.
We've got some great admins in. And I just have a great time, even though it's a different aspect, like a different role in my life.
Yeah.
I'm still part of the Cavalier family.
Right. And there's only one Coach Kerry Woodard, too. You talk about people, God made this person, he broke the mold. Absolutely did that with Coach Woodard. But you look at what I think he started at the middle school the same time Coach Wiggins started the high school as head coach. So to have that relationship between the middle school and the high school, between the coaches, that is so important, isn't it?
Right. And, Coach Woodard and Coach Wiggins talk a lot more than you think they do.
Right.
But it's funny text messages and he trusts Coach Woodard to give him good quality players, and Coach Woodard trusts Coach Wiggins to take his babies to turn them into what we get on the Friday night fields.
Yeah, 100%. Tell me a little bit about your background, Coach. Where did you grow up?
Okay, I grew up in Opelika, Alabama, so I went to Beauregard High School, graduated in 2004. And then I went to Troy University, got my undergrad in athletic training, sports medicine. Then I went to Auburn University, even though I'm a big Bama fan. Went to Auburn University and got my master's in PE and health. And then I took a job with Callaway. I interviewed at Spain Park, so it was Spain Park and Callaway. And I said Callaway felt like home, so I took that job, and then just got my specialist 2-3 years ago. So.
Right. Well, I know whenever I go over to Callaway, Coach Wiggins, he always called you Coach Jackson. So even though you weren't officially a coach, I guess, you always considered yourself to kind of be a part of the coaching staff, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I'm still in the group message. I love being in the text thread. And I got Coach Jackson because Rick Tez Parks, back in 2011, when I started, one of the Callaway greats said, Coach Jackson's too long to say. I'm gonna name you CJ. And after that, everybody just calls me CJ.
I did not realize that.
That's how CJ came about.
Yeah, that is so cool. It's amazing. You start thinking about some of the student athletes that have come through Callaway, not just football, but all the sports. Obviously, Tank Bigsby scoring touchdowns now. To see the student athletes, the boys and the girls, go on to do big things after high school, that's really so satisfying, isn't it?
It is, and I love the kids that we saw back when I first started, the 2011, 2012 kids. You got Dylan Johnson's in that quarterfinal mix, that semifinal mix. You've got Keandre Jones, you've got Braylon Sanders, you've got Terry Godwin, you've got you just got all these kids that Jalen Shepard, Charlie Dixon, start kind of rounding out our championship year. But even before then, we had big guys that put a lot into the program, and we just, it's fun to be a part of. Right. And it's something that I'm proud of.
Right, no doubt. Well, tonight's going to be a lot of fun. But, I appreciate you so much, Coach.
I thank you. Thank you for having me on.
I just wanted to take a moment real quick to thank our sponsors. Nissan of LaGrange, our headline sponsor. Moe's, welcome to Moe's. Highway 29 Express Lube, Bell's Collision, and Valley Monument. We appreciate them so much. And once again, thanks, Coach Jackson, and enjoy the game.
Thank you. Go Cavaliers.
All right.
It's football season, and we're scoring touchdowns here at Nissan of LaGrange.
Y'all come on down to see us at 1050 Lafayette Parkway.
What's going on, y'all? This is Patrick. I'm over here at Nissan of LaGrange. I'm one of 2 finance managers. Come on in. We're going to get you approved. We got great rates, great vehicles, great salespeople. We're here to get you done. Let's roll.
Here I am, Quay McQueen down here at Nissan of LaGrange. You know me in the community. We got in 2023. I'm talking about from your Nissan Rogues to your Versas to your Altimas to your Centrals. Come down here and see us. We got the best deals in town right now.
Where our freshly made
irresistible, mouth-watering flavors make getting good food a good time. Moe's Southwest Grill. Come in for Kids Eat Free Sundays.
All right, hey everybody, this is Kevin back here at Callaway Stadium. So we get ready for a big game tonight between Callaway and Columbia. I have a very special guest with me, former Callaway Cavalier, Keandre Jones.
Sir.
I appreciate you coming on so much. Obviously, everybody knows Keandre, 4-year starter here at Callaway, Auburn for 4 years, and now you're at Florida State on the offensive line. And what a start to the season that's been for you guys. Obviously, you start with that incredible win over LSU, then a couple weeks later, a close win over Boston College, and then y'all go up to Clemson last Saturday and get a huge win. But just tell me, has it been everything you hoped it would be in Tallahassee?
Definitely so. Yeah. It's been a good time. Everybody knows Tallahassee's a big party town. It is what it is. Having two great universities, you got Florida State and FAMU right there around the corner.
Right,
so it's been special. It's definitely been a good time. It's good to see the success we have with the team. We feel like we haven't really played that good of a game yet. So we're excited to see what this break gets us to get our body backs a little bit and hit the rest of the season going full steam.
That's pretty scary for the opposition if you feel like you got. That's how you have to feel as an athlete, though. And I know that's always here at Callaway. Coach Wiggins is always, we want to be better on week 15 than we were at week 1. And I'm sure y'all taking that same philosophy down at Florida State.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
But still, tell me your first game at Florida State. I mean, my gosh. Playing LSU, and then obviously they get the lead, and y'all just come back. I tell you, my favorite thing watching the second half was the way y'all just manhandled them on the line of scrimmage. And as an offensive lineman, that must have been so fun for you. But what was that night like for you?
It was a good night, man. Obviously, that being one of my bigger rivals at my time at Auburn. I was pretty familiar with them, so I feel like that might have helped me a little bit on that. But we came out kind of, I wouldn't even say flat. We just didn't play a good first half. You know, kind of getting the first game jitters out, big game, top team matchup, and Sunday night, you know, everybody watching all that. So kind of got that our system and got in the locker room. Coach Neville kind of reminded us to lock back in and remember why you're here. You know what I'm saying? So we got back out for the second half and kind of got to a little bit of that Florida State football that we know we can be. Yes, sir.
And what was this past weekend like at Clemson? That's one of those atmospheres. It's just very few places like that in college football to go up there and be a part of that and come away with an overtime win. How much fun was that?
It was a great time. It was a blessing. That's one of those milestone colleges that you kind of never forget playing at your college ball. So it was great to be there. A great blessing to be in that atmosphere, playing a team with as much prestige as like Clemson and a university like that. So to go up there and get a win was kind of I wouldn't even say statement, but it was a big deal for the program and for a lot of our seniors too that may not have had a chance to beat them yet. So I know how personal that can be, and to get that for a lot of them, and it was a good deal, big deal.
Right. Mm-hmm. No doubt. I know as much as you love being at Florida State now, and you're a Seminole 100%. At the same time, I know Auburn's still a special place for you. You went to school there for 4 years. You graduated, still have some great friends. When you look back on that time of your life, I'm sure that's a time you're going to treasure for the rest of your life, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. So I always tell people Auburn's still home. Wanted to graduate from there for a reason. That's Auburn is what it is. I love Auburn, and people always say Auburn will love you back. When I made the decision to leave, it was never anything personal, never anything to do with the university. Just kind of felt like for my career I needed to take a different step. So, like I said, everybody there knows it's still all love, man. I got no hard feelings whatsoever for my time. I know we had a lot of ups and downs, but I was blessed to be a part of that university and meet a lot of those guys and get in touch with some of those guys, lifelong friends, those kind of thing too. So a lot of my guys are still playing too right now there. So I'm excited. They got a big one coming up tomorrow. Kind of excited for that one. It's a big game for us in this state and everybody. So still mean a lot to me though, definitely.
Well, I'm sure you'll be keeping a close eye on that game. If things work out like you think it might, I mean, Georgia could be one of those teams y'all end up playing down the road.
Yeah, I hope so. Definitely so.
And just tell me, to be back here at Callaway Stadium, obviously you had some incredible moments here, and to be able to watch your Cavaliers play and see Coach Wiggins and all those guys, how special is this for you?
It's a great time, man. It's a blessing to even touch this field with a lot of the guys that have came through LaGrange and got to play here, and even opposing teams got to play on this field. And that was always a big deal for me, man. You know, Friday nights in LaGrange are a big deal, no matter what team is playing, but it's definitely special when the Callaway Cavaliers are in town and with the coaches that we bring and those kind of things and the consistency. So it's a blessing to be a part of that. It helped me in my career today and helped me kind of learn how to be a winner because you can't just be a winner. You got to live like it. So, Coach Wiggins put that in me at a really early age, whether I wanted to or not. So, he definitely played a big role in that.
Well, a lot of people, they kind of see players, they get to know players when they're kind of the finished product, either in college or in the NFL. I know for you, there are so many people that helped you get to where you are. And one of my favorite people is Coach Kerry Woodard, the coach at Callaway Middle School. And I know whenever you're back home, you always make it a point to go see him. When you look back on those days at Callaway Middle, how much did that kind of help you become the player you are now?
Coach Woodard kind of helped me grow up the most that I would say. Probably besides college, the most I grew up in my entire life, those 3 years that I was in middle school. Just kind of got to feel kind of being the bottom of the totem pole. And when I left, everybody kind of talking about Keandre with the offer and all that kind of stuff. So I got to feel a lot of experiences there. And through it all, Coach Woodard was the one. Before I even had a name with anything to do with football, Coach Woodard was by my side, protecting me, taking care of me, making sure I had everything I needed. He was there for my mom when she needed somebody to come talk to me because I was being hard-headed or something. So. But he's always been there, definitely, and I appreciate him for everything he's done for me and my family. So I got one at the middle school now who he's about to take care of too, so I appreciate him.
That's awesome. How about that? Well, I remember it's crazy. If I'm remembering right, you were in the 8th grade, you're already getting offers from big-time college programs. For somebody who's, 13 years old, that can be something. And that's when you need people kind of like your mom you mentioned. That's when you need people to kind of keep you grounded, right?
Exactly. That was I'm glad to have the family that I have because that could have went left fast. If I had been by myself and getting the kind of attention that I was at that age, and I probably wouldn't have taken it too light. But my mama and Coach Woodard and Coach Wiggins and all those guys and even the whole Freeman family, all of them, they made sure that I was, hey, no, you ain't what you think you are yet. They offering you all what you could be, not yet. So I had to kind of learn that and learn how to work and develop that. Really, what I developed here too. So that took a lot, not out of me, but I appreciate them for telling me things I didn't want to hear.
Right.
Really.
Absolutely. I know you've mentioned your mom. You talk about her a lot. There's a ton of people that have helped you get where you are. Nobody's more important than your mother. She's been your number one supporter, been with you every step of the way. Just kind of how much does she mean to you?
The world, man. I owe it all to her, man. I know a lot of people say that, but I try to stand on that, man. Whatever she needs, she's taken care of. But she was there through. Obviously, she was there through everything, but it's one thing to just be there and be with me through everything. Yeah. So she's always let me know right, wrong, or indifferent. She was right there beside me. Now she's gonna tell me if I'm wrong, and she's gonna be on me, but she's gonna be right there beside me and tell me I'm wrong. She's never gonna leave my side. So she made sure there was nothing that was uncomfortable coming and telling her.
Right.
Bringing to her because she knew whether she could help me or find somebody to help me, all that kind of stuff. So she was just always there and kind of led me in the direction that, even though she wasn't a very vocal person, she led me with her actions. So that was probably what it shows a lot of me today because I don't really say a lot, but I try to move how I want you to move. So yeah.
100%. I know at the same time, obviously, you're so committed to being a special player, but you also take your role as a role model. That's something that's important to you. I know when you come back home, you like to speak, and when you're out in public, I know you know people are watching you to keep an eye on you. Is that something you've always taken seriously?
Oh yeah, definitely. So once I got to, I got cousins, uncles, and especially people like Coach Woodard and all them. They leaned on me so hard that a lot of stuff that I may not have been getting, like just from a male disciplinary standpoint at home, they allowed me to see that and feel that out of the house. So that was a big deal for me, and I try to be that with other people to an extent. You don't want to overstep, but I try to at least allow that if they want it. They can come and talk to me and that kind of thing. So just let them know that this stuff is possible. You know what I'm saying? Try to give them an image to see somebody do it the right way for the most part. I ain't did everything right, but I try to do the most I can. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the one thing about really exceptional athletes, too, you can never be satisfied. I know once you feel like you've probably made it, that's when people pass you by. Is that for you? Is that something you really strive as, no matter what I think I've accomplished, I'm always trying to get better?
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I feel like being here at Callaway really taught me.
Yep.
Coach Wiggins didn't really... A lot of schools with a lot of big-time players, they let them slide a little bit.
Right.
Coach Wiggins wasn't going for that. I got kicked out of practice for being lazy. I got talking back, all that kind of stuff. He wasn't going for that. He was like, you just leave then. Like, we don't need you to be here. We're still going to win. We want you here, and we appreciate you being here, but we don't necessarily need you for the program. So he just makes sure you feel that when you're here, and it drives a lot of people out, but the people that stick through it and stay through it, you know what kind of person you're getting out of it. So it was a big deal, and definitely been able to learn that and get on from that.
And I know you also take the student part of student athlete really seriously. I know you did well in high school, and you got your degree at Auburn. Just tell me, Keandra, what is your degree in?
My first degree was in fitness, conditioning, and performance. I'll be getting another one from Florida State in May in sociology.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that something when you came into college, I'm going to be committed to football, but were you also just as serious about making sure you achieved academically as well?
Yeah, I ain't going to lie to you. I had a lot of people on my tail about that too. I had my mama,
hard.
My mama don't play that. I ain't going to act like I didn't try to slack off at times or cut corners and whatnot, but mama didn't play that. She wasn't, it doesn't matter if somebody was at the school letting it slide, she wouldn't let it slide. So, she would. If I had a bad grade, she would try to call the coaches and be like, "Don't let them play." So she's big in all that. So I tell people all the time, I'm not scared of what no coach is gonna do to me. No academic advisor. Don't worry about my mama. If you call her, then the whole story changed. So she was gonna tell about that. She kind of, like I said, when I tried to slack off and like that, she wasn't going for that. Cause, mama knows best, you know that. So it's kind of hard to tell her no, especially when it comes to something that obviously makes sense. So she was big in that part too.
It's challenging being a student athlete, especially at a college. I think people on the outside, they see you all on Saturday. They don't realize the work that goes into getting to game day, the early morning workouts and everything. Just tell me how you have to love what you do, but at the same time, how tough is that? It really is a grind, isn't it?
It's a struggle. It definitely is. You got your ups and your downs, but you kind of try to make the best out of it because you're obviously blessed to be in a position to even to do that. But you try to wake up and realize the big deals, like you mean a lot to a lot of people. Pretty much so. You turn on those games every Sunday. My coach was talking to us about it the other day. He was like, it sounds bad, but a lot of these people, if they had a financial advisor, them paying for these tickets would be a dumb decision on their part. And they spend their money, they hard-earned money, they work from Sunday to Sunday to come watch you on a given Saturday. So you just got to kind of remember that. This means a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people would give a lot to be in your position too. So you take advantage of it. You try to get everything out of it because it's going to squeeze everything out of you. So you got to do the most you can and take advantage of all the opportunities you can.
And the payoff is that Saturday, right? When you got out there, first of all at Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and now Tallahassee, Doak Campbell Stadium. When you're out on that field at a big-time college atmosphere, I can't imagine what that's like, but that really is kind of the ultimate, isn't it? Yeah, it definitely is. I always get, you'll catch me sometimes, my teammates tell you about it. I catch myself getting emotional, especially in those big time games. You kind of look up and you're like, wow, this is what we work for, you know what I'm saying? It's 100,000 people in here. Either they're against you or they're with you, but they still here to watch you, you know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you got to take it all in for a second. You take a deep breath, you take it all in, and then now it's time you got to snap in and get over it. So I only give myself about maybe 2 minutes to really take it all in. And after that, it's business time. So regardless, home or away. So definitely so. Well, I know we've talked before. I know one of your goals, you want to play on the next level. And speaking of the NFL, to see what your friend or former teammate Tate Bigsby, a teammate in high school and at Auburn, to see what he's doing now at Jacksonville. Just tell me how proud you are of him.
Oh yeah, I'm very proud of him. But it's not honestly, it's not even like I'm proud of him. I'm extremely proud of him. But I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen this coming. I watched him work and watched him do the things necessary to get in this position. And a lot of guys got either they work hard and they just don't have the talent, or they freakish and they don't work hard. You know what I'm saying? He got both of them. He blessed body and mind, so he's getting what he deserves, man. It's good to see him know the work he put in and try to reap some of that, and see him scoring touchdowns on Sunday and do what he knew he was always meant to do that. So I'm very proud of him, and it's a special guy. Like I said, we all saw it coming though. We knew it was gonna get here eventually.
He gets to play in London this weekend, which is really cool. But for you, I know obviously incredibly focused on college right now, but played in the NFL. That's the goal you've had for a while. Is that something you're still really laser focused on?
Oh yeah, definitely. So that's always. I'm not gonna say the end goal. You gotta kind of embrace the journey, but to see the stuff that you've done over your career kind of pay off. whether that being wins, monetary, however you want to value it personally. That's kind of the end goal to say, okay, I did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was all kind of worth it. So that's definitely a dream of mine and still a goal of mine. So that's going to be a big part of my future. Yes, sir.
No doubt. And I know 2020, you were at Auburn by then, but to see your former team, see Coach Wiggins get that state championship, that's pretty fun, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was a great thing, but I always tell him I was kind of jealous. You know, I never got one. I don't know how I never got one, but I never got one. Yeah, way too close to not have it. So, and then you watch the team up the road win it. So that was tough, but it was a good thing. Coach Wiggins put in so much work, and his staff and his program put in so much work, and to see them get what they finally deserve, that was a big deal. I know for him and his family, and for us watching him get it, and honestly being here and being a part of the family, you kind of feel like it was some of yours too. So definitely so.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, your last game, gosh, what a heartbreak. Y'all up at Rockmart, the game y'all could have had. But sports, the beauty of it's the good, the bad, and everything in between.
Yep, nothing you can do from it. You can't run from it, you can't hide from it. So you kind of got to live, learn with it, and get better from it. Yes, sir.
That's well, I appreciate you, Keontae. Listen, I wish you the best of luck, right? And I know everybody back home is thrilled for you and wishing you the best. And I just wanted to take a moment once again to thank our sponsors, Nissan of LaGrange, Moe's, Highway 29 Express Loop, Bell's Collision, and Valley Monument, and I appreciate them so much, and I hope it's a fun night, and good luck to the Cavaliers, and good luck to you, Keontae.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
It's football season, and we're scoring touchdowns here at Nissan of LaGrange.
Y'all come on down to see us at 1050 Lafayette Parkway.
What's going on, y'all? This is Patrick. I'm over here at Nissan of LaGrange. I'm one of 2 finance managers. Come on in. We're going to get you approved. We got great rates, great vehicles, great salespeople. We're here to get you done. Let's roll. Here I am, Quay McQueen down here at Nissan of LaGrange. Man, you know me in the community here. We got in 2023. I'm talking about from your Nissan Rogues to your Versas, to your Optimas, to your Centrals. Come down here and see us. We got the best deals in town right now.